Subscribe to the Cigars and Sea Stories newsletter. When you do, you are immediately eligible to share for the Cigars and Sea Stories giveaway. Every month we are giving away exclusive Cigars and Sea Stories gear, as well as gear and materials and items and books and gadgets and gizmos from all of our sponsors, guests, collaborators, whoever is engaging during that month's giveaway. So sign up right now at cigarsandseastories.com.
Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Mike is sitting down in the Cigars and Sea Stories studio, welcoming back Mr. Ammon Lang, fellow Marine. Worked together as advisors. He's a military police officer on the field side, and went downrange, did a number of different things. On this episode, though, Ammon, I want to talk to you about Camp Wilson, home skillet.
Ugh, Camp Wilson.
Hey, man, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. It's always a pleasure sitting down and chatting with you, and I think that we find ourselves on the phone a lot.
For sure.
More so than in front of the microphone. But there's a lot of good sea stories, I guess you could say, that you... Some of those, you're like, I don't know if I can share that one. But...
Oh, definitely not.
We were reminiscing one time about Camp Wilson, which, by the way, for those of you who have not been out to Camp Wilson recently, the last time I was there, they actually had cement in the quonset huts. So, I don't know what's happening out there recently, but that was a new addition in 2011, 2010. Yeah, there you go.
It was dope.
And it was dope. I say it that way because Camp Wilson changes probably once every decade. Would you say?
Yeah, probably. Because every time I run into somebody, they're like, oh, yeah, 29 palms. And we start talking about it. And they'll immediately start talking about the dirt quonset huts. I'm like, oh, I had cement. They're like, oh, you had cement? Must be nice, boot.
Oh, my God. You're right. That is literally the conversation. Camp Wilson, for those of you who did not grace its wonderful hallowed ground, is a wasted spot of land out on the edge of 29 Palms where there's just quonset huts, which basically look like gigantic 55-gallon drums that have been cut in half, laid down on the side, and people sleep in them. I mean, really, to be honest with you, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. You know, you're in shelter, right? I mean, you're in shelter. We're on cots. The only thing, I guess, that sucks. Great. I thought it was great. I mean, personally, I thought that it was better than... I thought the Quonset huts were better than a squad bay.
Yeah, and plus it's definitely better than sleeping in the tomato patch.
Fuck that. Ugh. Dude, that sucks so bad. That's the worst part about being a Camp Pendleton Marine. At least, see, that's the good part about Camp Wilson. Even for a home unit, when I was in 3-7, when we went out to Camp Wilson, it didn't feel like we were in the tomato patch.
No, definitely not.
Where you have the 5 on one side of you, and then it's like, hey, look, there's our barracks.
Well, and the best part about the tomato patch is it sits in that, like, kind of a valley, and it's the only place that gets socked in on, like, all of Camp Pendleton. So you wake up, and you're soaking wet from all the dew, and you're just like, oh, neat.
Yeah.
So I want to start my day soaking wet.
I thought Horno was bad. Negative. And for those people who have no idea what the hell we're talking about, right? The tomato patch is on the northwestern corner of Camp Pendleton. And literally you can see the 5 right there. But yeah, it makes perfect sense because the weather blows in off the coast and then, yeah, drops down into that. Dude, it got cold down in that little valley also when we were running night ops out there. But
Yeah.
see, that was the thing though, because Camp Wilson, when we were out there, out, doing our thing, we were there for a block of time. And then, hop back in the buses or whatever the hell and drive back to Camp Pendleton.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was a unique experience for me because I was used to being in 7th Marines. So when we came out of the field, we'd wash, and turn in our trucks, and then we would head home for the night. It was, I don't know. It was strange being in Camp Wilson, not a home unit. But being in Camp Wilson as a home unit sucks. So I think it sucks twice as worse.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. There's Marines that's their job. Those poor bastards.
Oh yeah, dude. Rhinos. The air wing out there. And then you've got all of the permanent personnel and the coyotes. And then you've got all the guys who trained us at, our training element. Were you part of the group that we snuck out after, lights out kind of deal and then went and did foreign weapons instruction?
Yeah.
I think we talked about that. That was one of those things where it's like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to break the rules.
That was a huge breaking of the rules because it wasn't just that we had snuck out to go meet up with some clandestine instructor. No, we broke into where the weapons were.
No. They had it ready for us. That was something where I okayed it for. I okayed it through them. Where I was breaking the rules is our platoon commander did not want me to train you guys in foreign weapons and expressly sat me down and said, do not do that. And then I did it. And then
I missed out on half that story because I remember he came in and he made all of us non-sergeants leave so he could talk to you guys, and he was pretty upset. He's like, how'd you even get in here?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, and that was something to where the permanent personnel on Wilson were like, hey man, if you want to, do foreign weapons, it's fine. Because I went and approached him and I said, my platoon commander doesn't want me to do this, but I'm a foreign weapons instructor. Here's my stuff. I printed it off a, MOL and gave him all of my certs and stuff. And I'm like, look, man, I'm certified to do this. You guys have the weapons. They don't want me to do it. I don't give a shit what they don't want me to do. I'm still going to fucking do it. We'll just do it off their time and on our time. Because remember, they flat out told us. They were like, all right, it's your time now. I'm like, good.
Huh.
And so...
Yeah. It's 8:30. Be back at 9. It's your time. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. Well, and, that was one of those things where it's like the number one piece of training, piece of knowledge up in Kajaki that paid the most dividends by far was being able to train the Afghans how to shoot and manipulate their, the sights on the AK, and we BZO'd all their weapons and everything else like that. That was awesome. That was excellent. And they loved us for it, us as a group for it. And he was pretty peeved. It was good. I don't give his name any airtime.
He was always pretty peeved at us. Just there isn't our whole relationship. I think he was just kind of mad at all of us.
Yeah, he was booed as fuck and trying to be a hard charging Ossifer, and it was not working out for him.
I think he was really just kind of upset because he wanted a platoon, and we weren't a platoon. We were all semi-autonomous. I don't want to use that word operator because it makes me want to throw up, but that's, we weren't a unit that way. We were all expected to go out by ourselves and do things and be able to make decisions, and he wanted to make all the decisions. And
well, so that was another thing where, remember how we would stay in Camp Wilson, but then we would kind of deploy out to the area for a given period of time, out to the training area. and
Yeah.
then run ops for a given period of time and then come back. Because we weren't doing
Yeah.
anything in the fob. So the line guys, that was kind of nice, to be honest with you. Like during training, we were the only ones that were going back to Camp Wilson more routinely than the guys in the line unit. I'm like, oh my God, Camp Wilson's a luxury right now. This is amazing. This is a fucking
This sucks,
PX.
boys. I'm gonna go take a shower. See ya.
Well, and right, exactly. Well, so that's the thing. So you got your standard group shower with your bullshit spigot in there. Who the fuck cares? Whatever. But then you've got, I thought the USO or whatever you want to call it was pretty decent. You know, they had billiards in there. Everybody was congregated. There was decent Wi-Fi. Whatever. What more do you want?
Yeah.
You know, whatever. It's
You're
better
living
than
large
staying
back
out in
there.
the fob. Yeah. Dude, the guys out with the line companies, I mean, they can see Camp Wilson lights in the middle of the night, you know, and it's like they're enjoying MREs. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in the quonset huts. I can't remember. Did they have power? I think that they put power in them.
No, they had power, and they had a hot chow like facility they built, like a permanent structure.
Yeah, but that was bullshit. I hated that. See, that was something they already had that in 2006. There was it's like a big chow hall pole barn thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's like a hangar.
Yeah, it's like a hangar. It's like a hangar, yes. Dude, oh my God, man. I did this crazy ass course out there and came stomping back in. It was one of those to where it was like you get trained as an individual. I went stomping right past the instructors, walked into that chow hall, ripped the lid off one of those green, containers or whatever, and just started drinking Gatorade out of the top of it. I was just done. I was done. I didn't use shit. I was like, goodbye, pound sand, don't care. All my water was depleted. Oh, God, Jesus, dude. Growing up in Michigan and then trying to get used to the Mojave Desert, Jesus. No, I was not. That was a culture shock. That unto itself, culture. That was a
Culture.
otherworldly experience. Let me put it to you that way. Dude, it's just, the desert.
I'm from Nevada, so.
Right.
That's my life. Or was, I should say. Never again.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun to go and visit the desert.
Yeah.
The desert has fun things to do. Live in the desert? No, not so much.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, dude. The yards in 29 Palms are all just sand. I remember that was a weird thing. I think some of the base housing had grass. I think some of the field grade officers had grass. Like the golf course.
Oh, your field grade? You can have grass. The rest of you get rocks.
Fuck you guys, miserable bastards. Yeah. Oh, dude. So in Camp Wilson, right? It's one of those things to where they for a time had visitors out there. Like you could get your wife to drive out there if you're a home unit. And,
okay.
And that was kind of nice.
Yeah, I could see that being nice.
True story. I made my daughter on the golf course in 29 Palms. That's a true story.
Closest to which hole?
That at ninth. Because it's like right there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to play a quick 9, it brings you back over to the parking lot. So I'm like, yeah, this works. So, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a golf course kind of a guy when it comes to the fornication and, stuff like that. I mean, why not? You've got the outdoor, the scenery. It's always nice. Always a nice setting.
Yeah.
But yeah. That was while we were staying in Camp Wilson. The old lady picked me up and then boom, went to the golf course. I have no shame in admitting that. It's fantastic. Yep.
Very well.
I never see. Oh man, I have buddies who are out there where they're coyotes. Do you have any buddies who are coyotes? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I knew some people, but buddy would be stretching it a bit.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, well, I mean, they're really great, call them command controllers. I think that's what it is. Or like combat controller or whatever you want to call it. But the coyotes who are out there who are working the the battlefield scenario and how the training kind of plays out, and throwing different stuff at you. I want to say obstacles, but that's not right. They're throwing at me and doing all sorts of stuff and flicking RD sims at you.
Yeah. So I don't know if you remember when that dog got blown up from an RD sim. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man. So I had talked to that kid, you know, PFC, whoever it was, because for some reason the infantry decides we're going to give this valuable piece of equipment to the least important person in my section because I can't afford to lose any good people. So you, PFC idiot, who's only been here for 2 weeks, we're sending you to this dog course, right?
Right.
So I saw that kid, and he was playing fetch with this working dog. And I was like, negative. You know, I'm not a dog handler, but, you know, I know enough from being around the MP dog handlers. That's a tool. You can't treat it like a pet. You treat it like a pet, it's going to act like a pet. You have to treat it like, you know, it's a tool. And so we're out there doing this training, and he's like playing fetch with this dog. And I was like, hey man, you shouldn't do that. And he's like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. I was like, I don't think it's fine. I'm just letting you know. And, you know, I'm an MP. What the fuck do I know? You know, it's basically how he acted. Oh, I'm a dog handler, whatever. Anyways, and so Coyote, you know, a couple days later, Coyote chucks that arty sim. Dog takes off after it and retrieves it, and it blows its head apart.
Ugh.
Good job, idiot. So PSC dumbass, if you're out there listening, you're still a dumbass.
Yeah, man. Yeah, see, that was something where we heard it come over the wire. You know, because they put what is it, like a tactical pause on the entire... Just like, hey, we're holding in place. Why? You know, a dog blew its head apart. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Find shade.
Right?
You know,
Colonel Savage was pissed.
can we pop Kevlars? Oh, yeah, of course he was. That guy, amazing.
That guy is amazing.
Amazing. The fact that he's prior enlisted makes it even better. But yeah, outstanding. Yeah, you know, it's funny because during our training, during our workup, it was weird, man. Our workup, we were doing stuff together as advisor teams or elements or whatever, but then we would break up during the different training phases, and just immediately you knew that it was going to be, okay, you know, basically this squad size element is going to be broken off in different sections of the Ville. And personally, I thought it was an excellent training package ran out there. I was surprised.
No, it worked really well because it, you know, the whole train like you fight, because everywhere you went, people would be like, who the hell are you? Which is just like it was in country. Who the hell are you? What are you doing again?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you what I can do for you.
Yes. And that's the worst part about it, too, because you are. We were talking about this with Stephen Haft. And now Ammon Lang, Stephen Haft, you guys are working together. And we're all part of that advisor community, so we understand what the problems associated with this are. It was more difficult to sell what we did to a fellow American unit than it was to go and work with the Afghans.
Yeah.
I think that it was probably the greatest business development training I could ever have undergone, not knowing that it was business development training.
Absolutely.
Because that's the epitome of it. Only my guys can't speak English. So what's up? Yeah, it was pretty difficult saying like, oh yeah, they're all trained up. They've got, don't worry about it. All their rifles are BZO'd. Like, yeah, I bet that guy doesn't even have a front sight tip. Well, forget about it. He's the exception. Don't worry about it. He doesn't look. That's why he carries the RPG, and that has a sight on it. See, so yeah. We had it worked out. It was fun. Dear God. But yeah, I'm sorry, I digress. You and Steven are working together, HOCOA, Salt Lake City.
Yes, sir.
Now, you guys met how?
Online dating.
That's what I figured. What
Yeah.
I figured, because they repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell right as I was getting out, so I thought you got... Okay.
Yeah. Steven and I were in this... So Steven got lucky. He never had to go to PMO. He was always at division. He was in 2nd platoon, which was the platoon I was put in when I got there. And so that's how we met.
Oh, okay. Easy enough.
So, yeah.
So it was bam. You got set in the same hole.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Right on. So he wound up deploying at the same time as us, but with somebody else?
Yeah, he went with 3-7. Maybe. He went to 29 Palms. Whoever's up there. Whatever those guys are up there.
Yeah, those guys.
Those guys.
It was interesting, though, because we were kind of, I mean, some of the MPs got all of the advisor stuff. I wound up going through the entire training evolution, and he got an inkling of the training evolution. And he's like, yeah, it's kind of our job. That's okay. We'll do it.
Yeah.
And that's the just roll with the punches. I was pretty impressed with the majority of the MPs.
Yeah, they're probably the coolest guys.
Yeah, something like that. Long hair, don't care. Yeah.
Pretty much. Only at division, though, which, God rest its soul, no longer exists. That's just how it was. Everyone was chill. You go to PMO, though, and it's the complete opposite. It's basically, I don't know, it's like being in 8th and I or something. It's ridiculous.
It's like
2
2
haircuts a week? Get out of here.
Right. No, screw that.
I better be able to see sock in between the bottom of your blouse and your boot. Better be that high. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, stupid.
Locked and cocked, baby. Locked and cocked. No, I know what you mean.
Soul crushing.
It's one of those because I think we called it for a little bit of a time. Well, circling back to Camp Wilson, I think it was called a Wilson boot blouse at one point in time. Yeah. But it was like, just put it around your freaking ankle. You're going to be running around out in the desert. Don't worry about that.
Turn those into sweatpants. Do like the MPs. They're way ahead of you.
Right. Right. I had a buddy. He actually took Velcro and put the hook loop side on the inside of the trouser leg to where it was at the absolute lowest part on both the front and the back. So that when he put his boot band up, he could just Velcro just that around it, put it all the way to where it's supposed to be on his boot, but it had this massive billow to it. It was, oh man, dude.
Looks like golf pants at
exactly.
the bottom.
Exactly. Looked like Payne Stewart. Yeah. It was, oh man, it was fantastic. I'm like, look at that, you billowy bastard. He's like, hey, like that. He's like, check it out. Because, you bend down and the I was the guy who actually had the Velcro ones. I had the Velcro and elastic ones. And once you broke those bad boys in, sweet. I did not like the hook cord ones because they left the dent in your shin. Fuck that. Dude, it took 2 years before I had feeling back in my feet after boot camp, for Christ's sake. I thought that shit was gone. It's like, how do I get this back? How does that work? That was weird.
You can't even go to the beach on like Saturday because you've been wearing your boots all week. And you still have that like ring around the top of like above your ankle.
Oh my God.
Like, great.
Dude. Yeah. Well, and the ridiculous tan lines that go along with it. It's like you're wearing tan gloves. You're rocking a tank top. You're white everywhere else. And then you've got these tan gloves and this weird, like your head and your hands are tan. The rest of your body is ghost white. Like, what do you do? What is that? Oh my God.
I'm a ranch hand.
Right, exactly. I'm a cowboy. So
no big deal.
Hell yes. America.
But it got even worse after they made you start wearing all the new PPE. So you got to wear the gloves and the glasses. So then only your, like a little bit of your forehead was tan and your cheeks and nose. And then everything else was white.
Right. Oh my God. Oh, dude. Yep. Those hideous moments. And it's funny because you see them on all the deployment, photos that you see out there. You can see when you're looking around and you're doing the gun porn thing, you can see real operators and internet dweebs, right? Because real operators, even if they're rocking a beard or anything else like that, they're fucking haggard and they have raccoon eyes and they've got these, giant weird suntan lines that go around their eyes. Oh, yeah. You're like, yep, that guy's been doing it, man. Look at that right there. Look at you, you miserable bastard. Yeah.
Are his gloves held together with recruit tape?
Right.
That's the man.
Right, exactly. Now, if only you could uncuff those sleeves. Jesus.
Oh, I did that.
Have some discipline.
That was my favorite thing to do as an attachment, because people would try to subtly correct you. And so how they would generally do it is they'd say, we can't, as in us can't do that. I'm an attachment. I don't belong to you. And so I would just always, they'd be like, hey man, I'm just letting you know that we're not supposed to cuff our sleeves. I'm like, oh man, you guys aren't? That sucks. And walk away.
Just to fuck with people. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a tad.
Oh my God, dude.
You got to take whatever you can get in the Marine Corps. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah. Well,
whatever you can take. Even if it's stupid.
The only thing with the cuff sleeves that I always used to tell guys is I was like, do the one button, go one cuff inboard. And I was like, look, man, the reason why I personally don't cuff is I have literally had it happen to me where I cuffed up my sleeves and then got into the prone position from the standing. And when I went to pull up into my shoulder, it had enough tension around my forearms to where it shook my rifle as I was trying to get stock weld and take a proper shot and everything else. It tightened up around my forearms. And then I couldn't, manipulate the firearm properly. And so that's when I started doing just one cuff inboard, and that was good. Well, and I'm a strong believer in wearing long sleeves when you're out in the sun. You don't want to expose your flesh to the sun. So sleeves down here around 29 palms did not bother me at all. That was totally fine. So you don't want to have 3/4 of your arm exposed to the desert sun all day long. That's not, So, but yeah, I mean, that was me, man. My whole...
Not afraid of the desert sun like you northerners.
My whole thing, I'm serious, dude. My whole thing was like, I've got to stay in the fight. Whatever keeps me more lethal. Because I always had the hunter mentality. That's my whole life. That's it. What are you going to bring? What's necessary? How do you stay in the hunt? How do you stay on the hunt longer? Stuff like that. So,
by staying cool. Duh.
Right.
By rolling your sleeves.
By rolling your sleeves. Yeah.
You just get a bigger blouse. Duh. That's how you alleviate the tension problem. You get a size up. That's what I did.
Was that your daddy's blouse? Did you wear your daddy's blouse?
Yeah. Dude, I was 5'6". Everything looked like it belonged to my dad.
Right. Yeah,
what size boots are those? Are those children's boots? Shut up.
Look at those those are cute.
I'm a man at war. Can't treat me like this.
This is undeserved. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Well, it's
You're
the way
never
it's
not a boot to somebody.
Well, right. Well, and it's the same way that we picked on Rhodes. I mean, look at that fucker. Bagsby said it best. He looks like a goddamn skeleton dipped in yogurt. I mean, my God, man, what the hell? Dude, have you ever seen him when he debloused? I mean, my goodness.
Yeah. I lived in his room for like a week. Because I I was married, so they wouldn't let me have my own room before we deployed. So I just lived on his floor.
Yeah.
It was great. Nobody messes with the corpsman. It's great.
Yep. Truth. You're never going to be woken up unless it's an emergency, obviously. But yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, my God. Barracks? Yeah. I'm lucky I didn't have to deal with that shit. Thanks, anyway. So, sorry, man.
Camp Wilson.
We got to start wrapping things up. Yeah, Camp Wilson. Well, we talked enough about Camp Wilson. Nobody wants to sit there in their brain. Jesus.
No.
Poor bastards who are
place.
stuck out there all the time. Oh, my God. You know, the desert is for some people. I get it. Some people love it. It's fantastic. You know, they should be stationed out there, not me. So, oh, God. You know, I loved 29 Palms to an extent.
Love's a real strong word.
Well, because of the training, we got more live fire training than we did in Camp Pendleton by far.
Yeah.
Out on range, what was it, 19 or whatever? It's just like a basic rifle range or whatever. But we would go out there and we'd lob mortars, and then there was a buddy rush range right next door, and we had excellent line training, or lane training, excuse me. When, which one was it? The 360-degree live fire grenade house. And I think we went through those lanes, didn't we? When we were out in 29 Palms? Didn't we go through those lanes?
No.
They
wouldn't. No.
See, that
you tried to get us over there, but there was like I don't think anybody from 1.5 got to go through the live fire shoot house thing.
Yeah, see, so there are a number of different 360-degree live fire shoot houses around 29 Palms, and they started putting them in as I hit the fleet. And then we had what was just called lane training, where, you know, it's like plywood cutout structures in the form of an alleyway. And as you're going down, you've got Ivans that are popping up in different locations. And it was great training for prior to deploying to Ramadi, because you're constantly, you know, looking at this three-dimensional veneer as you're walking down the street, trying to see different depths and shadows and all sorts of stuff walking through a city. I mean, it's way easier fighting an enemy out in an open environment than it is in an urban environment. So.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, we did a lot of lane training when I was with 3-7 Weapons, because we were deploying to Ramadi. You know, we did a lot of open desert, hauling ass all over the place and jumping wadis and doing shit like that. But, you know, learning how to use our vehicles in unison. But we had a lot more mout. You know, again, because we were deploying to Ramadi. So, I'll tell you what you can't really train for is those fucking cornfields. That and the, Bridgeport, you can train for tree lines. Like, there are some meadows way up there that you can train for tree lines and doing different types of, like, field engagements. You know. Did you do Bridgeport at all?
No. See, I didn't get to do any, like, cool training. Like, I can tell people, like, I know how to investigate child abuse and pornography.
Well, that's a good skill. Thank you. That adds value. Yes.
I mean, I guess, but now I have all that knowledge, and with all that knowledge comes all the images and yeah, and so that it's kind of a rough course. Not that, like, just the subject matter is a rough.
Yeah, I would never be able to do that. I would be seething, pissed off, and disgusted at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
And so, you know, that's not cool to tell people, because then that makes people think about it. Now all the listeners are thinking about it, and they're all sad, and and they have no idea how bad it is. It's worse than they can imagine, but it's no big deal.
Right. Don't worry, folks. Go back to your Disney World. It's okay.
Yeah.
No, we are a departure from the Disney World, you know, Matrix for a time. But yeah, dude, I appreciate you talking about Camp Wilson with me.
For sure.
And shooting the shit, you know. I mean, it's
like we do.
Like we do. I mean, it's one of these. I hope that it's a good episode. It's just one of those to where I kind of feel like I'm on the phone with you. So,
Yeah.
You know how it is. But folks at home, because I definitely did not say this yet, you should totally go on social media and follow us at Cigars and Sea. At Cigars and Sea. And check out HOCOA, Hotel Oscar Charlie Oscar Alpha.com, HOCOA, HOCOA.com, HOCOA, HOCOA Home Repair Network. They're expanding all over the U.S. They're seeking fellow highly motivated veterans who want to pick up the HOCOA guidon in their area of operation, so to speak. Just like Ammon did. So
just like this guy.
Good experience so far?
Yeah, it's been a great experience.
Excellent. Craig's good people, man.
Craig is good people.
Craig, Dorothy, I mean, like, that was the other thing, dude, is I didn't need, oh God, to turn a phrase, I didn't need more suits.
Yeah.
I didn't need more of that. You know, and I say it that way because I don't want to throw on a suit and tie and commute to the city every day. I want the opportunity to be able to work from home. And I really like the idea of being able to help all of you guys. So, because that's our rub, America. 5-paragraph is advising HOCOA through the merger. What am I saying? Expansion. And each one of these HOCOA unit locations are all ran on 5-paragraph business plan. So, if you don't already have the book, it's available on Amazon. 5-paragraph business plan, the action-oriented business management tool for leaders. Quick little plug there. But yeah.
I've bought 3 of them now.
Nice. Cool. I mean, dude, did he, like, we really don't, how do I put this? Like, do you have any other additional questions about it? Right? That's always my line.
Yeah.
I rarely ever get people who are asking me a lot of questions about it. And they're like, yeah, because it's fucking idiot proof. Which is good. Yeah. That's good, I guess. You know, like, no news is good news, I guess. Like, yeah, because it fucking works. So I just use it all the time.
Makes perfect sense.
Dude, when I saw yours, I'm not going to lie, man. When I saw yours, my heart kind of leapt. I was like, look at that, man. Like, one of the brothers that I served with is marking up the book that I bled over, like, anguished over. It's so cool, dude. Oh, man. That's cool. I'm stoked on this. I'm really happy to be working together.
Yeah.
Again.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. So, folks, if you're out in the Salt Lake City area, HOCOA Salt Lake is standing up. If you're a veteran-owned and operated contracting business and you want to get together with these guys, what they do is they put homeowners in contact with contractors. And it's pretty cut and dry, plain and simple. It's like asking your good old buddy Mike here to scour the internet and go to all of the places that you're going to try to find contractors at, right? You can think about them right now. There's a lot of websites that are out there. No, they don't do what HOCOA does. HOCOA does this. Mike, I want you to go scour the internet. Find all of the best contractors. Interview them. Vet them. Keep their insurance, license, certifications, whether or not they're bonded. Keep them on file. And then I want to be able to call you 24/7, 365 and get a contractor out here. And the beautiful thing, the magic associated with this is no problem. I can get 1, 2, 3. I can get one guy with this speciality, whatever the case may be, in order to get that work order out to the contractor to provide service to you, the homeowner. I think that's awesome. So contractors are getting referrals. They're getting a lot more referrals and closing a lot more jobs. And they can go and get their own stuff. That's it. It's their business to run. It's just HOCOA is going to get them those immediate people in need. And if you're a homeowner and you're a person in need, call HOCOA. See how that works? It's pretty sweet.
One of the things I really like about it is after the work is completed, we do that quality control check. So as a homeowner, you get that little bit of peace of mind. You don't have to worry that, am I just taking the word of the internet? No, you have somebody who's actually following up to make sure that what you wanted is what you got.
Right. Well, I love it because any instance when I would call a friend for a referral, I call HOCOA. But my friend typically wouldn't call me up afterwards and be like, hey, man, did that contractor work out for you? Is there anything else? That wouldn't, I don't know. It tickles me, that concierge feeling, that personal service feeling. And it's something that's lost, frankly, to all of the technological advances that we've made. So, yeah, there's quality assurance, quality control, peace of mind for the individual homeowner. The contractor knows that they're going to have a homeowner who is in need, who is a reliable lead, essentially, because contractors are looking all over the place for leads that are out there. So it's an interesting relationship fit in how this works, with a decent, upstanding, integrity-based human being who answers the phone and makes it all happen. So, it's pretty sweet.
Or in the case of Salt Lake, 2 of those people.
So if you yourself want to be an owner, get in touch with us over at Cigars and Sea Stories at 5paragraph.com. You can call the number that's on there, 919-827-0898. That's 919-827-0898. And go ahead and go to 5paragraph.com. It's right there on the website. If you don't already have the book, buy it. You should totally buy it. It is 76 pages long, super simple. You fill it out as you go, and it gets you moving in the right direction, because that breaks off into multiple delegated 5-paragraph plans, and that's exactly what we're standing by, here to teach you all of that other good stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it works. Big, huge companies, itty-bitty companies, middle school teachers, they all use it. Pretty cool. There's no Mike's life story in it, so, or anything stupid like that. Yeah.
Not only that, if you're close to getting out and you want to make your own business, you should just buy it so you can read it in front of your career retention specialist to freak them out.
Yes. Oh, man, yes. That's a damn good idea. You should bring your 5-paragraph business plan to SEPs and TAPs, or Transition Readiness Program, whatever the hell it's called now. It's TRP. TRS? Transition Readiness Seminar. I don't know.
Who knows?
Bring it to when you walk out. Yes. God. There are other guys, they just keep it in the binder. They go where... It's cool, man, seeing how people interact with it. It's basically like an MCI for your business, which that was not my intention. But that's, it's kind of like how to build a business for Marines. But I don't think we're going to try to get it into the Marine Corps Institute anytime soon. That's going to have to be supplemental knowledge. Sorry, guys. Anyway, Ammon Lang, you're salt of the earth, dude. I'm glad you're going out to Salt Lake.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Me too.
You're a good dude. You're a good dude. Say hi to Kiri for me and the kids.
Will do. Those monsters.
Jesus, dude. You have a herd.
Yeah.
You have a herd. You have a fire team reinforced. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. God bless her.
I have a pretty decent mortar crew.
You fine people. Folks, I gotta sign off. I feel like I'm on a phone call with my buddy, because that's basically what we're doing. Folks, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. And please, by all means, subscribe, rate, review, and share. We thank you so much for being a part of this community. We really do appreciate your comments. We really do appreciate your listenership. So thank you. Yeah, it's that. Oh, and Ammon and I are going to write more, short stories for you guys. We've just been working on our businesses a lot. So, but you'll get more short stories. So,
for sure.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did one on killing bad guys and why it's fun. You should read that one. That's up on Cigars and Sea right now. So, anyway, Ammon, you got anything in closing for these fine people?
If you haven't seen a Cirque du Soleil show, you should definitely do it. Just saying.
Did you go to Humanity? Did you do that one?
No, I did O. That's pretty good.
I've done O before also. It's a good one.
Yeah.
The Vegas.
The Vegas. Yeah.
And on that note, we cue the music.
Our flag unfurled to every breeze, from dawn to setting sun.